This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome back to We'll Run For It. This is your host Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hi. I feel like I should get up and get another beer. We've been on for so long.
Put Tom on 1.5 speed right there, too.
I know, right?
Did you?
Oh, man.
Was that too quick?
Before we start, I'd like to issue an apology
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
to Snarky Snacker and Chopper Girl, who I apparently was not following on Instagram, either of them, until like this week.
We're sitting at dinner.
That's awkward.
This is like, why can't I tag you in this story?
She's like, "Are you blocking
Are you
me?"
blocking me now?
I'm like, "No."
You're grayed out. And I was like, no. So he pulls her up. And I'm like, and it comes up and it says follow back. And I'm like, follow back. You're not
Michael.
even following her.
I love it. Oh, that's so funny. Well, Emily O'Keefe, because like I post a lot of like our book memes and things like that. And she messaged me and she's like, how come you never tag me in any of your like memes about like Fourth Wing or ACOTAR or Throne of Glass? And I'm like, Emily, your permissions are off. You can't tag you in anything. And she was like,
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I turned it off because I kept getting spammed by like brands.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
I think I tried to tag her in something at some point and I couldn't tag her either. So yeah. I think that,
God.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm always a little bit leery because I do get like requests from a lot of people that listen, but thank you. But like, I share a lot on Instagram. That's a lot of personally type stuff.
Yeah.
So you may not be into that. So I don't know if you want to hear. It's not exclusively we'll run for content. So I don't know.
It's a lot of
Like,
a lot of opinions on fictional men.
Fictional men, real men that should be fictional. I don't know. Like, it's just a lot of opinions.
It's fair. Fair.
So, request at your own risk, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't want to say no, but like, I also like, I'm sorry.
You could do like I do and ignore it till you're at dinner and the person is trying to tag you.
I guess so.
Wait till it gets awkward and then take action.
Yep.
It's the best.
Oh,
It's the best.
Fantastic. I love
God.
it.
Speaking about tagging us, did you see Angie and Andrew this morning
yes.
at that half
Oh my God,
marathon
yes.
tagging us and
Yes.
stuff? I
And
was peeing.
they were like, they actually like did it like they were us too. Hey, we'll run for a family. I love it.
I love it.
Fantastic.
And I don't know where
looked
they
like
are.
They were dying.
They
Yeah, it
look like
looked
they were
hot.
dying.
Looked
They
like
were
it was
covered
hot.
in sweat.
There were palm trees, so
There were palm trees, yeah.
They were like, don't drink a ton and not train for a race
oh my God.
and then
Yeah,
try
did you
and do
actually,
it.
Did you listen?
I didn't hear it yet, no, because I was doing
It's
something.
so funny.
I was
Because
driving, yeah.
They apparently drank a little bit too much
Oh,
last night, so they were also
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
they took
my-
your marathon advice from last year.
Yeah, that'll do you in.
It
I'm
was
just
so funny. And then they did one at the end when they finished.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. I love it.
So good. But yeah, we'll run for. You'll find this type content. You never know what you get if you choose to follow us as people. I don't exist outside of this.
Oh man.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
We derailed Tom's opening, sorry.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
know.
I don't even know what to say now.
Happy New Year. We haven't been back since the New Year, right?
Yeah.
I guess, what is it? It's almost February. Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
That's okay. I feel like a lot's going on, but glad to be back. Happy to, I don't want to say reconnect, but like, I know we've kind of been all over the page and glad to keep putting out this quality content that you all have grown to love.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I think life's been pretty lifey the last couple weeks.
You could
yeah.
say that.
Well, we were away. Since the last time we recorded, Michael and I went down to Marathon Weekend. We've had a New Year happen, right?
Yeah.
I think we recorded like between Christmas and New Year's,
I
right?
think
Was
we
that
did.
one?
Is that
Yeah.
one?
Somewhere
I
in
think so.
there.
I think we did
Yeah.
because you wanted something to be released the week of Marathon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember
yeah.
when we recorded it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Before or after Christmas, one or the other.
So I think that we haven't said Happy New Year yet. So Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, 2025.
It's
New
here.
year, new me, or whatever they say. What did the kids say?
Is that month that always feels like it takes
Well-
so long to go by.
Does it?
I
Yeah, I
don't
feel
know.
like January always feels.
I feel like it started
it's
2
long.
seconds ago and it's already almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we were away. I think.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on, y'all? I know we're going to talk about Marathon Weekend in a little bit, but anything else happening? How's
Any updates?
Erin's alive.
I am alive.
That's good. That's a good
been,
update.
That's an update.
A bit rough.
Oh, it's
Um,
been a long 2 months. Even we've only
Well,
been here
yeah, I mean, we
once.
talked about
so,
it on the last podcast with the radiation pneumonitis. Has not gotten a ton better. It's really a lot of this being on this steroid is destroying my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to be dramatic.
literally. Yeah, no, literally, it's bad.
But
yeah.
between the mental part of being on it and the physical part, apparently it causes a lot of overall body pain. And I'm not exaggerating when I say I have zero ability to lift my legs at times. And it goes from like extreme to extreme. So like sometimes I'm totally fine. Like today's a good day. But yesterday was a really bad day where I was on the couch in so much pain and I thought that I wanted to die. And then I went on to, I try to avoid the internet as much as possible when it comes to medical stuff, but I was just curious. And so I typed in prednisone and causing pain. And there was a lot of things where like people had similar experiences of like, hey, I'm on the couch and my legs, my knees, my hips, everything feels like they're in so much pain. I want to die. And there was like comment after comment like that. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it is possible that it is really just the steroid that is causing this. Because there was spiraling of, is my cancer everywhere in my body now?
And it was also super, super helpful that we had to proofread our wills last night for the lawyer.
Ay, ay, ay.
So it was this great combination of events where someone was having the worst day ever. We had to proofread our wills so we could sign them this week.
Well, I hope you're leaving everything to me.
and least you forget, we lost TikTok for about 7 hours.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm fully on red note at this point, so
Okay,
I'm all
well,
good.
Well, Erin, I'm sorry that you've been going through that.
Yeah. So, I did have a doctor's appointment, and there was already a little bit of a conversation about, what are the benefit versus the detriment at this point of being on this. So I have a CT this coming week. This drops. I don't know when this drops.
Tomorrow sometime. Might be a little later than normal, but Monday.
Yeah. So Tuesday. So right after that. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. Is there is there a different type of steroid that you could be on, or is it this or nothing?
From my understanding, for the type of inflammation that I'm on, it's this or nothing. But I don't know if there's other things outside of a steroid that could help.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we haven't quite gotten there. But this is also the type of thing where you can't just go cold turkey off of it. So even if they look at it and say, okay, your lungs are at a place where we could start taking you off of it, I would still have to continue a wean down. Like I can't just go from 20 to nothing. Because this is the one where oftentimes you get like that pill pack. If you have pneumonia, you'll get that pill pack that's like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because the way the steroid works, you can't just come off of it.
Gotcha.
I'm not doing anything beyond that other than sleeping or sitting on a couch. So no exercising still yet. And
I'm glad you're taking my advice to sit down.
I mean, I got a scooter for Run Disney weekend, so I really did sit down most of the time.
I hope you ran over some people and
I
honked and stopped abruptly. What else do they do?
I have run over Michael's foot a couple
Twice
times.
in one day.
And there may have even been a tire track left on his
Yes.
shoe.
Yes, right on my shoe. So not only did that happen, the first time we were standing by the chute trying to cheer, and she like rammed me into the gates that are blocking the chute, right? And then gets mad at me because I reacted.
Why are you standing there?
Yeah, no. I had a reaction, so therefore
I mean, it was very
I got run over and into the railing.
But it was very mean reaction. I didn't mean to do it.
That's fair.
It seemed like I meant to, and it was a very mean reaction.
The second one, I wasn't even paying attention, and she ran dead over my foot, and I'm like, "What the?"
That time I left a tire track.
Yeah, and she's like, I can't believe you reacted like that. I'm like, you just ran over my foot and I had no idea what was going to happen. What do you mean?
Well, because we're in public and he's like
but I reacted.
screaming at me.
No, all I did was react.
No, yes, but your reactions, you have extreme reactions.
You drove over my foot.
But your reactions are always very extreme.
I'm going to pee my pants.
You did get better at driving, though, as the week went on, I will say. You got much better. That was early on.
God.
I felt like you got a lot better as it went on. Except for the night you were tired and almost drove into the wall at the Poly on the way back to our room.
Well, that was the night that you didn't think I was going to survive.
I didn't think you were going to be able to drive it back. You were so tired. I thought she was going to crash because she was so tired.
Yeah.
Just fall asleep and just keep going.
This extreme fatigue that I've been having kind of hits me out of nowhere is part of the problem, right? I just will fall. I don't even remember boarding the airplane.
Oh, God.
To come home. I was so tired. I don't remember taking off. I was passed out. Like the second we sat in the seat, I passed out.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's got to be exhausting for your body. All those early mornings.
But I'm not I've never been a napper. I normally just can't fall asleep at the drop of a hat. That's just not, in general, I don't fall asleep easily. I have trouble falling asleep. So and I am a terrible napper. Oftentimes during marathon weekend, even though we'll go back to the room, I don't ever fall asleep because I just am not really good napper. So, the fact that I'm just falling asleep out of nowhere at the drop of a hat is real bizarre for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she woke up partway through the flight and was like, wait.
We're in the air?
We're in the air? And this was an hour into the flight. And we boarded first. So, everybody boarded afterwards. And we took off and flew for an hour.
Even the
in their
takeoff
announcements and
no announcements, and the plane all of a sudden going 1,000,000 miles an hour did not affect me. Yep, nothing.
Oh my God.
Bizarre. This is now my life.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
so anyway, how are you guys?
My eyes and elbows hurt.
Oh yeah, his elbows have been in a lot of pain.
And
your
it's
eyes and elbows, are they related in some way?
Well, no, my eyes started going bad 2 months ago. I think it's where I just need readers.
He just needs
at a certain
readers.
point.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
He's like my eye. He's like, I'm going blind. He just needs readers.
But then, so if you put out your hand and your palm is to the sky, where your thumb is, that side, my elbow joint on that side, the outside, has like a lot of pain in it.
Oh, weird.
Not
He's
all
got
the
tennis
time.
elbow.
Oh, that's weird.
Tennis elbow is actually like, and I've been trying to diagnose it because I thought it was a golf thing, and then it happened with my other arm. I think because we just moved in like November to a new space at work, we got new desks. I think my desk is too low, so I feel like how I've been just holding
leaning weird.
I think, God, because I'm a doctor, clearly I should be able to self-diagnose this. But like, it was just the one arm, and I'm like, well, that's clearly golf because I suck at golf. And then it started with the other arm, and I'm like, I haven't swung a club in like a month. So yeah.
Well, I
Erin,
don't know.
same,
I
same,
think all
same.
that kind of stuff can happen because I remember before I got a pop socket to help me hold my phone, I would use my pinky to hold the bottom of my phone.
Yeah.
And one day, it happened while I was facilitating. My entire arm went numb, like from like my hand up to my like above my elbow, and I was like, I think I have to go to the emergency room. And it was from holding my phone.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
The pop socket helps me a lot when it comes to.
And I know they're not cool anymore, but like whatever.
Whatever.
The phones are too big.
They are.
Yeah.
And especially because like my fingers aren't long enough that unless if I don't have the pop socket, I can't even bring my thumb all the way across the
No,
the
neither
whole
can
phone.
I. No, I can't. I have to have a pop socket. Yeah. So Tom's been in pain. I've been celebrating because my sports ball team is doing well for the first time since 1991.
Who's your sports ball team?
The Redskins.
The Washington Commanders, for those that
Oh,
aren't, I don't know.
I don't know. That changed with the times. I don't know. It's so great. Like, well, this is as far. They haven't gone this far since 1991. The last time that they were in the playoffs was 2005.
Oh, really?
At all.
Wow.
So,
I didn't even know that.
They got new leadership. They threw out a bunch of trash, and they got a rookie quarterback. And this is supposed to be a rebuild year. And now, they're the furthest they've been since I was a child. So
Nice.
Well,
this
it's
is
nice
very
that
exciting for me.
Nice that the Sixers owner are having a good time with the Commanders. It would be nice if he could do something with the Sixers instead.
No, yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll take it. We like my dad, when like he had his viewing, was wearing a Washington Redskins jersey. Like there are pictures of me as a baby in my like Washington Redskins gear. Like, so this is like my brother is flipping out. Like, and you know me, like I'm not like super into sports, but I just love that we're doing well. So, I've actually been watching sports for the first time in a while. So Tom's been liking that.
That's not bad.
I've and by watching sports, I mean usually reading a book while Tom actively watches, and I like kind of half watch. So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, your Eagles are currently playing the Rams, and they're winning. So whoever wins that game plays Washington next weekend.
I didn't know the Rams had moved to LA, so that's new.
Yeah.
Do we want to proceed with Michael? Do we have any new 5-star reviews?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I
Hey,
did
y'all.
not check.
I was gonna say, did we even look?
No.
We like on Apple Podcasts. We definitely don't.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Fair.
At least someone looks.
But I look every day. But we're also at 97. It would be so cool if we got to 100. Do it for Erin.
Do it for Erin.
Oh my god.
Do it for me. Do it for me.
Would it be weird if we left our own reviews?
Can we?
Well, then we'd be at 101.
Oh.
Dalmatians. Shout out to Rise and Run because y'all really pull stuff together.
Yeah, the 101 Dalmatians.
Their
costume.
My
costume,
God,
like
yeah.
everything. Like we don't have
That's
to get
pretty
into it, but man, Rise and Run, y'all are killing it.
Did you see my comment on their page?
Greg, when I saw Greg, he's like, Oh, and tell Diana it was like $15 ahead or something.
I was like, they posted a picture from their meetup, and I was like, are these paid actors? That's what they're using their Patreon for.
Again, between their meetup, the live recording, where if you saw any footage from that crowd, their group costume, like, no shade to them because they're killing it, and
I have nothing but shade for them.
No, I love them. Including up to and including Greg. I love them.
Up to and
including Greg.
Did you
I love
listen
them.
to the On the Ground episode, Tom?
I did, which
Where
was
they
just
threw a ton of shade at you?
constantly trolling me, which is fine.
The fact that they had bracelets that said Austria, I thought I was going to die.
good.
I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard.
I love it.
Jack came running up to me and was like, where's Tom and Diana? I want to tell Tom how I just got some Cliff bars over at the Austrian Pavilion.
Look, you make two pretty big mistakes, and they don't let you live them down.
I mean, it's fine. No one's letting Greg ever live down Nacho Gate, so
That's fair. That's fair. That still lives on. That lives on. Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It's so fun. We love those guys, though, for real.
We do.
Maybe we'll get organized and do something one day. Weren't we going to do a December challenge? And then we were like, well, let's do something in January. And then,
this is what happens, guys.
I'm promising a challenge for February.
I'm going to use the cancer card here.
I mean, you were in the hospital in December and could barely move.
Use the cancer card for this.
I mean, that's an excuse for you, not for us. So.
That's true. We're going to do a February challenge.
Okay.
Details to come.
Okay.
Should we take a poll on whether we think the February challenge will happen?
I'm gonna spearhead it. I'm not gonna ask for opinions. I'm just gonna do it.
You're just going to do it. All right. Tom owns it.
Coming at you.
I'm gonna blow it up on social media.
All right.
Speaking of blowing it up on social media, we do have to pick a virtually live date.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah, I forgot.
We should discuss that. Obviously, not right this second on the podcast, but we will have information about that coming soon because that will be coming up shortly.
Yeah,
it comes quicker than we always think it will, so we got to start planning for that.
And maybe we can promise not to have a depressing medal this year. Like maybe do something fun.
I mean,
well, last year was fun.
It was fun. It was nice, strong. And the year before was like, commemorative with a little rainbow. I mean, they wasn't. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can try and pick a less depressing topic.
Just like a,
I have some ideas. Let's take them off air.
Oh, I just got an idea.
Michael has some ideas too.
I already had a medal idea.
Oh, okay,
boy.
good.
Well, so
okay.
Now we'll fight it out.
We'll have to fight this one out.
So yeah, more to come on that. So hey guys and gals, what are we running for this week?
I'll go first. I am running to sit on my butt and follow Diana's rule of not.
Yes, sit.
And moving violation. Is what someone typed in my.
I just remember we were at Epcot and we were going to have was it lunch with the princesses, and we were with Ryan, Nicole, Scott, and Nikki, and we were walking into the Austrian Pavilion, and this one woman on a scooter just kept running Scott's feet over. And it was so funny because he was getting so mad and it kept happening.
He had to go get a Band-Aid.
Yes, he did.
He had to get a first aid.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
And then he walked away, and then I realized I had some in my backpack, and I was like, no one tell him.
No one tell him, because he's going to get so mad. Sorry, that was an aside. Okay, so Erin, you are running to sit on your butt.
Yes.
I love it.
Yep. It has been snowy and icy and just disgusting here. So I actually haven't been able to run. So I'm slightly worried about Donna in a couple of weeks because I have not run since October. I did like one day of walking on the treadmill and did stairs. I've been doing the bike and stuff. But
if you're part of our group, I'm probably getting pushed. So
we'll see how we do.
We'll see what happens.
You just have to keep up with me.
I just
Aye.
I would just be complaining a lot. I'm going to warn everyone right now because my whole body's going to hurt.
I feel like this is a constant conversation amongst friends because I've heard this from multiple people who have not trained at all. So
okay, we're going to be in good company.
You'll be in good company.
But Tom got me some heavier weights for Christmas, so I'm actually running for my strength training workout. So I've been working out and upping my weights on my lower body workouts. So my legs are getting real strong.
Just an aside, she is killing it. And like, I know we're like, you're killing it. She's being very consistent. I feel like you're gonna all of that is definitely gonna pay off when we're doing this.
I said something about my glutes. What did I say? I said I need to get snatched in the waist, and then I said something about my butt, and he's like, get out of the house. He's like, you can't be here anymore.
She's
what the hell did I say? It was so stupid.
You're definitely
yeah. I worked out for 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah, I watched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I watched.
In my defense,
is that why your elbows hurt?
Yeah. Well. yeah, but like both of the elbows, so you should be impressed.
It was 2 hours.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm running. Not really, but like to survive that 13.1 mile walk with all of our friends down at Donna in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
You did go out and run a couple weeks ago,
exactly.
I feel like.
Oh, yeah, true.
I feel like I'll be fine the first half, and then I'm going to become a real bitch.
Ooh.
But
Naughty.
it's flat, right? It's relatively. It's like Shamrock, basically.
Yeah, it's in
on the
Jacksonville.
beach.
It's
right
dead
on
flat.
Jacksonville Beach. I heard from multiple people last weekend at the marathon weekend that none of them are trained. So
I think the problem with not training for me is how I feel after the race. Like physically, I can get through it.
yeah,
It's just
afterwards.
It's
Yeah.
afterwards that I'm like regretting. So I'm hoping like my time on the bike, because I have been doing the bike really consistently, and I've been doing my legs consistently. So I'm hoping that translates to something. But I haven't even been walking a ton because it's cold. So like I'll walk the dog, and we usually have like a 1.5 mile loop that we'll do, and we do like a little loop because it's cold. Yeah, so like even I'm worried about like the state of my feet. Like I feel like my feet are gonna
That
hurt.
might be that might be the only issue.
Yeah.
Is the amount of time we're out there. I am running to still exist in this mortal plane because I have no idea where I am half the time.
I don't even. What does that even mean?
We're in
to
hell.
Exist in this mortal plane. Wow.
I don't know. Everything. It's been such a mess for 2 months. I don't even know where I am half the time.
It's true.
So, and now it's cold out, so all my stuff is on the bike or treadmill mostly. I did do some outside runs here and there. So yeah, it's very like just doing stuff to just stay consistent at this point and have some kind of downtime.
Do they plow your area fairly well?
Oh, they plow it.
All right. Can we not?
Yes, we are on a main road, so we get plowed real good.
All right.
What's happening? What is happening?
Do they like to plow at night, or is it like a morning thing before work? I mean, before like the morning commute?
No, our street is all the time.
Just all plowing.
All day, all night.
All day.
Man, just upside down pineapples.
Why is this happening?
Oh Oh, God.
So,
oh my God.
Well, I mean, Michael, I feel like you've been like super consistent though. Like I feel like I see you out there all the time doing.
I've been
like-
pretty consistent. Yeah.
You've been doing.
It's weird. Like I've only had a week where I wasn't, and
Yeah.
it was because I ran the marathon.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it's recovery. It's not being
yeah,
consistent.
I know.
You
I
were in
know.
a
It
week
just,
over
yeah.
there's a term for that runners use.
Mhm.
And you're training for Western States. Remind me, that's in Arizona.
I am training for possibly Mesquite Canyon 50 miler in March.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's exactly.
Definitely not Western States.
Definitely not Western States. I did not get in. I would love to get in someday. I do not have any kind of time to devote to that possibility right now.
Yeah, Western States, you have to actually like qualify.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
do we want to talk about? I'm not going to do a segue. Do we want to talk about goal getters?
Yeah, we do. We got a lot.
Sure.
And I feel like this isn't the episode where we're going to lay out our goals for the year.
Nope.
Nope.
No,
that's
this
next.
is our
Do that
marathon weekend recap episode.
Yeah. But I also think whenever we do lay out the goals for the year, we always ask for feedback on people's, overall larger goals for the year. So these goal getters, I think, are a combination,
A mix
of that and a mix of like just some recent stuff, and
Mhm.
still, it all needs to be celebrated. So
I think it's good. Yep, I think it's good. All right. Well, I'll kick us off with our first goal getter, and it's the person that was never ever going to run a marathon again, Megan Avis.
that's so weird.
I felt so. She was like, "Where the hell are you?" Like during marathon weekend. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh.
We can't come to every race. Goals for 2025. Convince Tom to go on a 26.2 mile tour through DC with me in October. Eat better, train more, and stay healthy and hopefully injury free.
Yeah.
Yep,
Those
that's
are all
awesome.
good goals. We'll see if they come to fruition, or at least that first one. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
I know. I would really like to do Marine Corps, and I'm like, oh, I want to do it this year because of like the anniversary and everything.
Yeah. And
but
everyone's gonna be there.
and everyone's gonna be. But I'm going to try and get my knee fixed. Like I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it.
At the bare minimum, we could probably go and cheer it
Yeah.
and see people, but because we're close.
You have to run it at this.
First
You
of
know
all,
that like there's 18 million people who are trying to convince you to do it, and if you're gonna do it, you're gonna want to do it on a year that everyone else is doing it.
Mhm.
can you say that again, but take all the whining out of it?
Yeah.
Just asking questions. I don't know if that's an option.
No, I'm just saying that
Let's
like if you don't do it this year, you're gonna regret it, because then next year, literally, you're gonna be like, oh, everyone should do it. And then no one's going to want to do it because we all just did it this past year.
You have 9 months to train.
Yep.
I could, off the top of my head, name like 20 people who are going to be there.
hmm And if you're gonna do it, you got to start your speed work like now.
Yeah, you got to build a base and then get into the speed work. And,
Well, then,
yeah.
Michael, you're going to have to come down and do some plowing because it is a frozen tundra. It is an icy frozen tundra out there.
Yeah, we're literally looking at our window and it's snowing right now.
Oh, God.
Treacherous sidewalks.
You know how he is.
All right, moving
All right.
on.
Okay.
Kate says that I got a new Peloton for my birthday, and we set it up over the holiday shutdown. I've got a little streak going now and can't stop, so I guess that's good. I guess my new therapist will let me know.
Yep. She's in a great place. She actually, because she had just like a regular like bike that she was using and kind of using an app, but not really. And when she was over here, we did kind of just like a ride on the couch night. And she's like, I'm telling you, that Peloton makes a difference. She's like, I can tell like it's such a different experience with a Peloton than just like a regular bike. She's like, it's a difference. So she was so excited.
We got Brianna, who we saw at Marathon Weekend.
Yeah.
She looked fabulous, by the way. She
Yeah.
looked so good.
Her 2025 goal getter, short term, run a spring 10K, do Broad Street again. I need some new proof of times since my 2022 ones are probably expiring with the
I
race
know.
season.
Mine are
Yeah, there's
expiring
that.
too. I want to
Yeah.
try and get something in for the spring.
Same. Long term, I've got my eye on a fall race, but registration doesn't open for a few months. So I have some time to decide if I'm committing it to it yet or not.
What is it?
That
Secrets.
is interesting. It is a secret.
Secrets.
Yep. Overall, entire year-long goal, I want PRs this year. The strength is there for it. Just have to get my cardio there too.
Amen.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our friend Tice, I'm just trying to not get hurt, sick, or overtrained.
Yes.
Excellent goals.
That is very simple, and good luck.
Excellent.
I'm going to read Angie's. Our friend Angie. I need to regain consistency in running 3 times per week. I'm barely hanging on to my endurance.
It's hard.
It
And
is.
they're in Chicago, and it's cold and snowy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Chicago adjacent. All right. Oh, the Mermaid Marathoner. Start training for the Bayshore Marathon with a goal of going sub 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, where's that Bayshore?
I'm not sure what Bayshore Marathon is.
Good question.
You're up next. I'll look it up.
Oh, and our friend, oh God, Jay Hall. I just read it and it made me laugh. All right, so Jay Hall, yeet my fucking ankle boot off a bridge once it's healed.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeet
God,
away,
the poor thing.
Jen, yeet away.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. Legendary Bill Stewart. Erin and Michael was a huge highlight of the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend.
Aw.
Goal is to stay consistent for springtime surprise, have fun with the journey.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. Also, Bayshore is in Traverse, Michigan.
Oh.
Which I would not have guessed
Ooh.
since.
No, I was like, it sounds beachy.
Yeah.
Sounds cold now.
Yeah. They got a lake.
Yeah.
You know, that's cute. They don't have a beach or a bay, though. Sorry. Sorry to all of our Michigan friends. Run, Cat Run, getting ready for Princess Challenge and the Cherry Blossom 10 miler.
Nice.
Ooh.
And TT Rocks 88, getting to kind of meet you through Brianna, or at least get a picture during the half. I actually remember
Yes.
that. Yes.
Oh, yay.
That's when we were cheering in Magic Kingdom, I
Yep,
believe.
he
Yes.
did his first dopey.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
All right, I'm going to read the next 2. Our friend Zombie Fit. Finished my first marathon in Dopey.
Whoop, whoop.
Was pretty much DFL.
Dead last.
Dead effing last.
Dead effing last. Still processing, but damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what?
finishing is finishing.
Finishing is
Who cares?
finishing.
Finishing is finishing.
Yeah.
It's the same finish line. It's the same start line.
And
Absolutely.
I always say the people that are slower, and I mean that with me included, you're out there for a long
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
time.
Amen.
Yes.
Like
100%.
it hurts. It's a ton
Yeah.
of work. So
Yes.
congratulations. Yeah.
And then Kate Crisler, Kate
Ooh.
K. Risler, starting PT to prevent more nagging injuries from continuing to happen.
Yep.
You got to take control of your own health. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
KP Finnan, near-term goals, a PR and get a proof of time with a 10 miler or a half, and then get back to strength training. Yep. I feel like everyone's proof of time's expiring this year.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like proof of times for a while
Lagged,
lasted such a long time.
yeah.
And there was that lag that now it's like, oh man.
We
Yeah.
met KP Fenton at Marathon Weekend.
Yes.
Did you?
Yep. Got a quick hello.
Was that
Oh,
the
that's
expo
awesome.
day?
I think so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, read the next one too, because they're all short.
Gotcha. And then Bennett to win it, reincorporate strength training and work towards a 159 half this year.
Oh,
nice,
nice.
nice.
Strength will get you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me all the coffee.
Mhm.
Trying to stay consistent. This cold weather is making it hard.
Yeah.
Totally
Get that.
understand
You're telling
that.
me. I don't even want to walk. Our fitness center is it's yards, I feel like, from the house. It's like so close. And I don't even want to walk to go get on the treadmill to avoid this. Like, I feel it. Like, it's so hard in the winter.
Yeah, for real. And then Erica says, picking up running again. Upcoming goal, running my own celebration fun run with friends. That
That's
sounds
awesome.
so much
Aw.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got FOMO.
Jessica Grand, my goals are to finish my Princess Challenge training healthy and strong and hydrated. I want to
Yay.
PR in fun at Disney Princess Weekend and catch up with friends.
Yes. Love it.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Thank you all for your goals. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we got some other ones kind of mixed in with the marathon weekend feedback, but we separated that out so that we could read them during our recap.
So how do you want to handle it? Do you guys want to do the recap first?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yep, we weren't there. Marathon weekend's not my favorite weekend because the weather's unpredictable. Like, it's either, I don't know, like, and I don't like it when there's a chance it's going to be freezing, and I've done it where
and there was
I've
a
been,
chance that it was going to be
and
the
it's
whole weekend
cold.
this time.
And then the
was-
time of year is always just really bad for me. Like, it's just not my favorite weekend. Like, we'll do it some years. So I didn't have a ton of FOMO, but Tom was like stalking everyone, and he got like progressively more FOMO like as the weekend went on.
I
Like,
really
it was.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I was like, it's cold. Did you see everybody in the rain? Like, I saw a bunch of TikToks of people like getting poured on in the corrals.
Yeah, and it was a weird weekend too, weather-wise, because like that Saturday morning, it wasn't as cold, but it was raining.
Yeah.
It was like bizarre. It was really cold a couple of days, and then Friday it was freezing in the morning, but then hit 70 in the afternoon. It was just like a weird weather weekend for sure.
Yeah. It did that one year I did, the first year I did Princess, I think that was like 2015. It was, I think, in the 30s at the start of the race, and then everybody was in like t-shirts later in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I
Florida's
never
weird.
felt like, I think Friday was the only day it got a little bit warmer. I mean, I had a jacket on the entire time, and I always had to make sure that I had
A hat.
something with me. Yeah, and a hat for my bald head. But yeah, we flew down Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Michael forbids me from ever booking a morning flight.
Oh my
again.
God.
That 6 a.m. flight is so hard.
It was
we
rough.
usually try to fly in the evening, and I think the flight price difference was like $200 a person.
Mm-hmm.
From the nighttime Tuesday night flight to the Wednesday morning flight. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, we can do Wednesday morning. I don't want to pay that much extra. And then Michael's like, pay the extra.
I mean, it would be fine if everything was normal, but everything is not normal. So we need the extra time.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes me longer to do things. So, you know, it just is what it is currently. So we're paying premiums now because of my health issues, I suppose.
Yeah.
So anyway, we flew down. As we discussed, I got a scooter. We got in, we rented a car, we got the scooter, we went straight to the expo to see everyone.
Yep.
It was, probably got to the expo around 11:15 by the time all of that was said and done. And we don't have a lot to say about the expo just because when we got there, a lot of people had already been there. We got lucky. The parking was insane.
Yeah.
We got lucky that when we got to the parking lot,
They opened up
they
secondary.
opened up a second area, and we were like the third car that was allowed to go to this new area. So we had like no wait to park. So we got real lucky, but the parking was insane.
I wonder why.
It was the time of day we got there.
Oh,
If we had gone
gotcha.
earlier, it wouldn't have been as bad. But we were like right midday when everybody was like showing up.
I
is what it
guess.
was,
I don't
yeah.
know, because most people show up I thought usually come in the morning. So I was surprised that it was as bad as it was still when we got there. But we don't have much to say about the merch because we never went into that area. We hung out on the walkway, kind of like we always do. I will say the line to get in.
Oh, man. Woo.
And into where you get your race shirts.
To the expo,
To the
yeah.
actual expo floor was insane. Even all the way up until like 1, 3 o'clock, there was still a line to get in to get your bibs. And then they were making you go around on the fields to get into the field house where the expo floor was. And the lines were insane.
No, I didn't see this. And you guys might not even know. Well, you would know because Michael ran. Are they the upgraded race shirts? Are they the Brooks race shirts yet or not yet?
They're not dropping them until springtime surprise.
Springtime. Gotcha. Did they have previews of any of the Brooks stuff there or anything? The shoes or anything yet?
We saw.
Not that
I didn't see anybody post.
Anything. I went on down to the expo floor to say hi to Kelly and Lisa and Casey, the Sparkle Athletic girls. But outside of that, I didn't really spend any time down on that.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. I went in, got my bib, and left.
Yeah. I don't know. And I think I put this in the chat because they released the t-shirts or like the images and stuff for the Disneyland race that's coming up. And there's something going on with like the merch. Like, and I feel like it's for the last few years, it just has not been great. Like it's the color choices, it's the images. Like it just feels I don't know. It feels great.
It was like the gray. They had a gray shirt again. That light blue shirt that they constantly are doing. The dopey shirt was yellow, like this mustard yellow color.
Yeah, I'm just not loving.
Yeah, so
what they're doing.
Outside of that, we really just hung out. They're now doing weekends. We saw it at Wine and Dine, and they did it again this weekend. We're seeing weekend-specific Run Disney beer cups.
It looked really cute.
It was really cute. Yeah. But the thing I will say is that if you do not drink, you cannot buy a cup.
Yeah, I feel like they got to set it up where you can.
Kind of crappy. Like you can't get a non-alcoholic beverage in it. You can't just get like a soda in it. You have to buy a beer. Because multiple people were asking if they could get the cup or if they could buy something else in the cup, and they were saying no, you had to buy a beer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like they should just
and if you're going to have a race
sell them with some soda and stuff.
Yeah, like if you're going to have a race-specific weekend cup, it's not fair to people who don't drink to
I agree.
Have to buy.
Do they have like maybe like an O'Doul's or like a non-alcoholic beer option?
No.
Oh,
not that I'm aware of.
Saw. Because multiple people complained about it. And I know a couple people who bought a beer and then just poured it out because they wanted the cup. And they made them pay the full amount of the beer and cup.
Yeah, I feel like they should just sell the cups off on the side or something.
Yeah.
For like whatever, $7 or whatever, who knows? Whatever
people
they
would buy them.
For. Yeah.
Still getting the profit.
Yep.
Anyway, other than that, we kind of just hung out on the walkway.
Yeah, saw a lot of people.
Saw a ton of people that day. We always do.
Yep.
Got some on the ground content.
Yep.
To say about the actual pickup.
It went pretty smooth. Yeah, I went in later, so line wasn't super long. Nothing.
You were
crazy.
in there for quite a while, though.
Yeah, well, I did both areas. There was a line still. I could have waited longer until there was no line. I mistakenly forgot how much of a line was inside the area. Once you go in there, there's that whole looping stuff inside. So I had to do all that, but yeah.
Yeah, because once you go inside the building, there's also the few lines inside.
So I went a little too early. I could have went a little later, but yeah, no, it was just normal.
Just normal expo day.
Did you have a pineapple cider?
Marsha bought me a pineapple cider.
Oh yeah.
I had part of a pineapple cider, and then I made Michael drink the rest of it.
By the way, you can buy that Walt that cup on eBay right now for $30.
No,
30?
Nice.
$30.
I threw one out at the reunion area.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm not carrying it around all day. I knew
like 10 people who wanted one.
It was the end of the day. Nobody was left.
Yes, but I would have shipped it to somebody.
They weren't there. Tough.
Oh my God.
Tough titty.
Look.
Don't throw away cups like that.
Tough titty.
Wasn't my cup.
All right. Anything else from the expo?
No.
I was super jealous that you saw everybody, but specifically you met Laura.
Aww.
Oh, yes, we saw Laura at the
we
expo.
definitely-
Yes.
Yeah, Laura Duxon.
She looks so good, too.
She gave me some stroopwafels.
Ooh.
Just because she flew from wherever she's from,
New Zealand.
Neverland.
Long flight from New Zealand.
From the Austrian pavilion all the way to the expo.
Yeah. It was really nice to meet her and chat with her for a short while. 5K day, Michael and I did not attend
Because it was 35 degrees and windy.
I don't blame you.
that, and I mean, honestly,
It's hard to cheer at a 5K, yeah.
At that, I had no plans. Like, the 5K is hard because
it's over so quickly.
Over so quickly that, by the time I would have gotten there, like, I wasn't going to get there for the start of it. It just didn't make sense. So we skipped 5K day.
And a lot of times for the 5K, if it's cold, people don't stop as much and just want to get it over with.
That's sort of what I
kind of what
felt
happened
like.
anyway.
And they don't want to hang out after.
I knew nobody was going to hang out after. And I was right. Like, pretty much everyone said that they left immediately. Because it's also, the sun doesn't come up on
for
the
hours after. Yeah.
It's 7:00. So sunrise or thereafter. So, like, people just... like, at least with the 10K, the sun finally comes up, so it starts to get a little warmer. But like 5K day, it's not even up fast enough for it to warm up at all. So most people just want to go back to the room and get warm.
Well, yeah, and in the context of dopey, like, if you're doing that, that's one of those things where you're like, this is the day that I'm going to meet people or meet up with people, so I'll schedule like a reservation for breakfast.
Yeah.
So I feel like people get out of there pretty quickly in general for the 5K.
Yeah. So we didn't go hang out at the 5K. We did hear overall they redid the theme that they did last year as far as they were doing the decades kind of thing. So like the Ugly Duckling was out there again.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
All the old 20s, 30s.
I saw a picture of someone with the Three Little Pigs, and I don't think I've ever seen the Three Little Pigs.
Yeah, so it was all the 20s, 30s, 40s type characters out there for that day for the 5K. But outside of that, I didn't really hear much about it. It was great, finally, for a race weekend for costumes, and as far as like putting a lot of clothes on, so like lots of onesies.
Yeah,
it was a good year for onesies.
It was a good year for costumes. Yeah, Tom and I were just talking about our springtime surprise costumes, and then we're like, oh, we can't do that because it's hot. Yeah. So, I mean, that is the good thing about marathon weekend, because it's usually not,
Well, the one year I wore a onesie, it was a million degrees and humid, and it was awful, and I hated it, and I'm never doing a onesie ever again. I don't even care.
Oh, yeah, you were Nana, weren't you?
So, yes, I was the dog, and I was in a dog onesie, and it was awful. 10K day, Michael was supposed to run 10K. Then we realized that
you had no way there.
The monorail, which I knew, but I forgot, the monorail does not run until marathon day or half marathon day. So it runs for the marathon, half marathon and marathon from Poly. It does not run on 5K or 10K. And the buses for Disney are not ADA compliant.
For the races.
Oh, yeah. I guess they're not.
So they have to call like a separate bus to come over to get you that could take who knows how long.
I didn't even think about it. So did you guys have to drive?
So the only way for me to get my scooter over there was to drive, and I couldn't do my own, couldn't get the scooter out of the car by myself.
Oh God.
And I could have probably convinced somebody else to go over with me or whatever, but Marcia and I didn't plan ahead, so she cheered the 5K day, not the 10K day. It was just I didn't think about it until late, and So Michael offered to sacrifice his 10K race. He didn't really want to run. Did you want to run?
I didn't care one way or the other.
He didn't care whether he ran it. We had signed up for the 10K as the race for Sam.
Yeah, so that's why I was going to run it. But then you couldn't run it, so it was like, you know.
And as we've talked about in the past, Sam Gano was a perfect dopey. I had planned shirts, and I had planned to run dopey this year for him. But obviously none of that stuff kind of worked out. So Michael had signed up for the 10K to run the 10K with me as part of that. And in the end, he didn't care about the race. He wanted to make sure that I was able to get over there to see people and cheer people and say hi to people. So we ended up just sleeping in a little bit longer and then driving over and going to the finish line area. And we cheered that day. We actually cheered the actual finish line itself. We got there probably about an hour after it started, around 6 o'clock.
Yeah, because the last corrals were going off. So it was about an hour.
So it was right around 6 o'clock. And we went to kind of where you make where the green photo pass usually
where the turn is to go in the chute.
Where the photo pass always is as you're turning to go to the chute. We kind of went right there and hung out. We got to see a ton of people actually come by.
Yeah.
So it was a really good spot. People were able to see us pretty well. David Bennett came over and hung out with us for a little while. Who else? Did we see other people that day? I think Dana came over and said hi to us for a little while.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people. It's just hard to.
Yeah,
it's been a week since then, and it's been a long week since then.
That is true.
So forgive our memories, but yeah.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of people come on through. We saw some of the Rise and Run crew.
Yep.
And that day we stayed there until the final finisher. So we got to see the final finisher of the 10K come through with the Blues.
That was fun.
Yeah. And then we went over to the finish area and hung out like we always do. By that time, a bunch of people had left because, again, it was cold out.
Yeah, it was pretty chilly that day.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it warmed up later that day.
Well, that was the day that was Friday. So that was the day it ended up hitting almost 70.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was not.
And then half day, we went and cheered in Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Which was my first time cheering in Magic Kingdom, actually.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever cheered. I don't think I've ever cheered a Disney race, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've cheered so many now that I can't say. But yeah, we got kind of where I like to be, which is like as people are entering Magic Kingdom before they make that turn down onto Main Street. We cheered with Kelly and our friend Lindsay. A lot of people come through.
American Cancer Society was blocking our flag with their flag.
How dare they?
Do you want to start a turf war with the American Cancer Society?
I mean, I could have just gone up there with my bald head and been like, "Excuse me."
We were going to pull the card, but you know,
I have cancer, and you are in my way. Now, yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard. We don't have race recaps because we don't have a lot. We weren't really on course except until the marathon.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of people that day. Actually, somebody stopped and said you were inspirational.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
that was very nice.
That's very true. And you looked very cute dressed as Boo.
Oh, no, that was marathon day.
Oh, that was marathon day.
That was marathon day.
Question.
Yep.
What did they do to the course?
It
flipped.
Yeah, so the course...
I think it was the same on marathon. So I can explain it when we recap that.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's pretty simple.
We'll put a pin in that.
Oh, but I saw. Was it Megan had some opinions?
Megan had some opinions because
I can see where people would have it. I think it depends. Avis, because she actually ran it.
There was a choke point, I think.
There was.
So it depends on where you were on course, whether you hit that choke point, I guess. Because, like, I know Melissa said that she missed it being a choke point, but not too far after
Marcia hit it
hard. Because I think Marcia hit it even worse than Megan did. Because she sent a video where they were barely even moving.
probably needed a plow to go through there.
Like Disneyland.
I said she probably needed a plow to go through there.
I mean, everyone needs a plow sometimes.
Sometimes you just need it.
My God, how did we get back here?
All right. You're the one who brought it up.
I don't know.
You're the one who brought it up.
So basically,
I brought up the plow?
when you go to Magic Kingdom, instead of going over the ramp, going down past the Contemporary,
Yep.
you're going the opposite way where you would come out Cone Alley. So you're going partially down Floridian Way, which is Cone Alley, and turning into Grand Floridian onto the new walkway that goes to Magic Kingdom.
Ugh.
So that's where and because it's so relatively early in the race, it creates this like choke point for the later corrals. And also,
it's pretty early in the race.
Yeah, it's like 4 miles in, whatever.
In the half marathon, it was only at mile like 4.
Well, and also the water pageant was out.
Yeah, so people were taking photos. So it was really cute they had it out.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. I think on half day, what they said, it was even further towards the start of the choke point. So it made it bottle up more. On marathon day, they spread it out a bit.
Well, marathon day, I think it was, because you hit Magic Kingdom at mile 9 on marathon day. On
which also spreads it out.
Day,
yeah, it's like 4
you are only
or
at mile 4.
Yeah.
So, like, there was just not enough time to even attempt to spread it out. And so by the time they got to the later crowds, I think Marsha was in D, and she was barely moving.
Yeah, because we were waiting for her in Magic Kingdom, and you were like, "She's not. I haven't seen her dot move.
Her dot has not moved. She was I had her on Find My, so that we could see, like, because the runner tracking is not the best, so we had each other on Find My. And her dot was just sitting. Like, wow. Marsha, you're not moving. So, yeah, I guess that just created another... I mean, it's like going on the Hollywood Studios one. It's just, I think, even... like, that bridge is even narrower, though.
Yeah, because you're going across the bridge. Yeah.
That little bridge at Grand
And also, then you're running through the dock area where the boats for Contemporary and Grand Floridian are.
Oh, and that gets real narrow.
So you're running through the gates right there. But they did have big padding on every column and bollard. So if you ran into it, you ran into padding.
I needed that. I was walking out of Magic Kingdom one night in a huge crowd going that direction, and I was looking forward instead of down, and I ran directly into a wall.
Oh no! Yeah, well, they had
the wind out of me.
They at least had padding on all of them, so there was that. So that was a good foresight on their part.
But yeah, I mean, as far as cheering, stayed till the balloon ladies came through and cheered the last finishers. And again, I got teary-eyed because it's always my favorite and least favorite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we hopped over to the finish and hung out in the reunion area.
Yeah.
Cheered on people and
that's great.
Stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Saw a ton of people again. Marathon day.
Oh, we went to Hoop-Dee-Doo Review.
Oh, yeah, we went to Review on...
The best.
So I will say...
It's so campy and silly.
The thing that I like about doing it on Marathon, because I was sort of like, getting over there, blah, blah, blah. But the thing about doing it on Marathon day, if you get that 4 p.m. show, they want you out by 6 o'clock because they need the next show. So there's no, like...
lingering around.
Will this, because the day before we had like the longest dinner.
Oh my God, it's Toledo. Jesus.
Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, this is actually a really good day to do it because it's like at 5:55, they're like, you can't stay here.
Yeah.
So we were back in our room and in bed by 6 o'clock.
I feel like we did it a race weekend when we did it. Yeah, I think we did it for marathon weekend.
Yeah,
I love it.
It ended up working out really well because you can't be there for longer than they let you. So, but yeah, I mean,
you guys had good seats too, guys. You were like pretty close to the stage.
Yeah, we were pretty close.
We switched out for salmon instead of the other food.
Oh yeah.
Oh. What's the other food? I don't remember.
Well, the fried chicken. He doesn't eat fried food right now with his stomach issues. Well, and he was running the marathon the next day.
Yeah.
So he's been having, the gastrointestinal problems.
Yeah, and I had
got tummy troubles.
Yeah, no old fashions
Yeah.
What?
the day before.
Michael.
So weird.
It's weird how that impacts a race.
So weird how he then the next day was able to run a 4:30 marathon
Oh my
because
God.
he didn't do any of the things that
That's what
When
Dave
are
Bennett
when
said.
are we gonna talk about all of the photo stops that you took?
Oh, we can talk
we're
about
gonna-
when I
we're-
run
we're
my
getting-
race. Yeah.
we're about to get there.
All right, so marathon. Now you got to get up at 2 a.m. because it's a 4:30
Oh my
start.
God.
Good Lord.
I mean, just started at midnight at this point. Please, just do something. Anyway, so let's see. Got up, got over there. We're at Poly, so the monorail's great. Best way to get over there. Saw a bunch of people in the morning. Got to the corral. I think I did this actually last year too, because I kind of remembered it. I took a picture for the 3 of the perfect marathoner ladies. I took their picture for them, and I think I did
nice.
that actually last year too.
Oh, that's funny.
I happened to be standing around them, and I was like, God, I remember this. They're very sweet ladies. Great run. I mean, run tons of marathons, obviously, great runners. But all 3 of them are perfect. So I went off in A, and because of that, my goal was, after hearing about the whole fiasco at the Pathway the day before, I was like, all right,
You gotta.
I'm gonna run hard through Magic Kingdom, then I'll do ease back and do pictures and stuff like that. So that was my plan, and it was also cool out, so it was easier to do. So the course was pretty. I enjoyed the course for the most part. I can see where people had issues with it. So you start off actually doing World Showcase in the beginning.
Interesting.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do a little bit of road and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
loop around, stuff like that, and then World Showcase. And I'm trying to remember. And then we get back out there, and then you eventually get back to World Drive and head, to Magic Kingdom.
Mm.
So then, like I said, instead of going down past Contemporary, you go Floridian Way. Apparently, there were more lights out for Marathon, which was good. Because I
heard
actually,
that it was real dark. Melissa, that was one thing Melissa said.
And that was fair,
morning before, it was really dark. Because I think even on the ground thing, she said Tom would have thought it was treacherous.
Yeah, well, because also that road's under construction, heavy construction, so it's not smooth or anything. So I actually just popped my phone on every once in my light on my phone and just ran with that. But I mean, you're only talking about a half-mile section where you kind of needed it. But they could have had more lights there, I would say. But Marathon Day was at least lit somewhat.
Wasn't that one of our guesses during Family Feud? That was one of the announcements. I was like, caution, it's dark, no
It's dark.
light.
It's dark, guys.
It's dark. Hey guys, it's dark out here.
Oh man, yeah. So you went through the backwards Cone Alley. Essentially, it cuts off at Grand Floridian back to the Pathway.
Interesting.
When I went through, it was fine. But it was very light, like I said, because I was up front, so it was relatively light. I stopped and saw them in Magic Kingdom. I actually sprinted. Somebody saw me. Apparently I sprinted down Main Street, and
who saw you and said that?
I forget. It was somebody we were talking to, and I apologize. I can't remember anything. I was yelling at people to cheer louder as I was running down Main Street.
Listen
Look
to
at
this.
you.
How do you like that?
What?
How do you like that?
Look
Ask
at
Marsha
that.
how she feels about that.
Why?
It's so funny because on the opposite end of that, Marsha got so annoyed. She's like, people would come into Magic Kingdom and be like, cheer, cheer.
That
She's
was
like,
me.
Don't tell me how to cheer.
Look, Marcia, we'll tell you what to do. We're the runners. We'll tell you what to do, all right?
You're here to support me.
Oh my God. I thought it was so funny when she said that. She's like, these people try and tell me how to cheer.
That was me after I left you guys.
That's
So anyway,
funny.
so you go
That's
up Main
fun.
Street and make a left now and loop all the way back
Oh.
around through New Fantasyland and all. It was actually really awesome. There was a ton of time in Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that's good.
But so I get off Main Street and I'm like winded because I'm like, I just sprinted like a maniac up Main Street. Now I need to slow down as
Take
I make the
some photos.
turn. Yeah, and nobody sees me now. But yeah, it was great. The way you went around was really good. You came through the back side of the castle and then went down, you could go in front, hop off, go in front, and then went out through, what is it called?
Well,
Tomorrowland.
First you went up back around, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I said. You went through New Fantasyland, all that, but through the back of the castle, through Tomorrowland.
No, but before you go to Tomorrowland, didn't you go up towards like Dumbo?
Yeah, well, you cut back towards, whatchamacallit, what is it? The Autopia, whatever it's called there.
Yeah.
And then loop around through Tomorrowland. And then, that pathway that's by between the plaza and Town Square that they use for like the parties and stuff, the overflow walkway?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you essentially went out that way and then out like the normal way past that you would normally come in past Contemporary and all that. So then you went out past the Contemporary and all and ended up in the parking lot. Then you went through TTC and then we did a lot of parking lot. But I will say...
So you went under the bridge like you normally would.
Under the water bridge. Then through the TCC. Okay. So essentially you went through the TTC backwards also.
Okay.
And then there was like an out and back in the parking lot, and you kind of looped around the parking lot.
Yeah, the parking lot was insane. Loops where it looked insane.
But I will say, I think that was good how they did it, because you got to get some miles in somewhere. It is 26 miles.
Yeah.
And to do it earlier and over there was better than later and somewhere else.
So was it better? Did somebody mention, and you haven't gotten to Blizzard Beach yet, but someone said that Blizzard was shorter?
No, it was exactly the same. It felt shorter because it was 45 degrees out and not 90.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
So I wondered whether or not that they had made because they'd made the parking lot loop.
No, that was still the same.
That had changed, but it may have then, like you said, it just might be someone's perspective.
Yeah. Oh no,
it seemed shorter.
I agree. Yeah, it felt shorter. Yeah.
I guess that's the same because when I did it in 2018, when it was cold, I didn't think it was that bad. But when we did it with Tom, I wanted to die, and it was hotter that day because we were in shorts and a tank top. I remember that.
The problem is it's so late in the race that you're getting hit with that
direct sun.
Yeah. Whereas that's why I thought having the extra miles in the Magic Kingdom parking lot was okay, because it was, even if you were in the back of the pack, it was early enough. And obviously it wasn't going to be hot this weekend anyway, but it's early enough where it wouldn't be too hot regardless of the weekend, because you would only be at mile 10 or something like that, 11. I think I was at 13 on the way to Animal Kingdom. So Animal Kingdom was good. I think it was pretty typical Animal Kingdom. It was the day before they closed Dino Land, so that was all.
R.I.P.
Did your typical, typical loop through, typical loop out.
I will say in Animal Kingdom, they were not allowing runners single rider line. You had to you had to get onto the standby line in order to ride the ride.
Gotcha.
Interesting. I wonder if that was right when they opened or later in the day.
No, it was the whole time.
The whole time.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got there. It wasn't.
They were really trying to discourage
people from doing it,
getting it on.
Yeah. It wasn't open yet when I got there. It literally started running after I came out. But honestly, I got to the back. You know how you go back behind it on the road, and you're running behind Everest. I was like, I wouldn't want to stop anyway, because every time you stopped, you got cold, because it was cold still. And I was just running in a short sleeve button-down shirt, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Michael or Tom wanted to have that conversation about why you were wearing.
Look, it's fine. It's fine.
I wear those sometimes, on trail runs and stuff too. Fun.
Yeah.
They're good. Good for that.
I wear hoodies when it's 65 degrees outside.
I know. It's just
it's fine.
Oh, the only mistake I made though was so we left Epcot. It was cold still. It was 40 degrees, 45 degrees. So heading down World Drive was right before sunrise, and the temperature dropped several degrees.
Yeah.
and it got windy, and I had no hat on, no gloves, and no jacket on. I had my light running jacket, and I'm like, I'm not putting that back on, and I was freezing because I was going to give all the stuff to them at Magic Kingdom, and I'm like, nah, I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah. I think one of the mistakes I've made in a race before is getting rid of stuff too early, or being like, I'm going to take off and run, so let me throw all this stuff, and then like you want it back immediately.
Well, for me, I keep all my stuff. I had my vest on anyway, so I keep all my stuff. But I took it off, and I was like, oh man, it's like really cold. I'm like, geez. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather be cold and not sweat. But so, through Animal Kingdom was all pretty normal. Through Blizzard Beach felt shorter because, you know, it wasn't 80 degrees out. So there was that. I do wish like they could add more to Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have more.
It's so short.
Hollywood Studios. I don't know why they no longer have us come down that mean.
I know. It's really nice there in like springtime where you can really run Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
wish
really
you
nice
went all the way up to the corner and then down rather than cut through the side.
Well, Greg and I, there were 2 points during the marathon where I stopped for alcohol. One was at whatever the place is next to Everest. So people were in line for Everest. I was in line for a beer.
Oh, yeah, right there.
And then that's when Tom wouldn't stop walking. And I like was spilling beer trying to catch up with him because he was walking so fast. That was fine. But then the other part was Greg and I had to go off course to get a margarita at in Hollywood Studios. So if you're willing to go off course, you can get a margarita slightly off course at Hollywood Studios.
It's much harder to get off course now. They also had
they're locking it down.
They also had people kind of like set up along the way.
Yeah.
So you go off
so
course.
they don't want people like doing the rides.
Yeah,
and
they don't
stuff.
want the stuff anymore.
Yeah, they're kind of killing some parts of the fun, I will say.
Some of the fun, yeah.
I will say, so
so
just to finish off the race, then I'll go back to the characters and stuff. Like the one thing, so you go through typical Hollywood Studios, nothing different there. Walkway over past Boardwalk, that's all the same. I saw Mike there around Disney.
Nice.
You know, typical way into Epcot, and then instead of obviously going back around World Showcase, when you get to the UK, making that right and looping around, now you made the left and like we're in and out pretty quick. You went up to the middle path and then out through Connections.
Yeah, because you were at mile 25.3 pretty much when you get to Epcot.
Which, and I'm not like taking away that people love the like victory lap aspect of World Showcase. But I will say, like, for me running, I was like, oh, wait, I'm like
done
a mile closer than I thought I was. So it was like this bonus, like getting there and not having to loop around World Showcase. I was like, oh, wait, I'm like done.
Yeah.
And like somebody else had said that too, that they felt the same thing. But everything else, once you go through, you know, the typical pass mission space and all that, was all the same, and through the finish was all the same. But there was a great, I think I stopped for like 15 characters, we said.
You have a ton of photos. I couldn't believe it.
I think it was 14 characters, and then you stopped for the castle.
Plus I stopped to cheer. I did stop for one extra character that I didn't get because they went on a break.
Yeah, and then
and 3 bathroom stops.
Had a couple that, because you had 2 that weren't PhotoPass.
Yeah, I had 2
so you
more
were flying.
Yeah.
And he finished in 4:36 with all of that. So he was...
Yeah, I felt pretty good, actually. That was
you.
Even with all that, that was my fastest marathon in a long time.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And I haven't even really trained for it. I mean, I'm coming off the 100, so I don't want to say I didn't train for it. But
you
like,
didn't train speed for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've been getting out there a lot. And I also think like the bike and stuff helps, you know.
The bike, it helped a lot, yeah. But I felt pretty good afterwards. I mean, I was hurting because I ran hard the next day or two. But character-wise, so like when you came out of Magic Kingdom, after you did the whole parking lot thing and all that, what's that road that goes to the one that goes past the sanitary plant and all that on the way to
where the poop plant is?
Yeah, to Animal Kingdom.
I don't remember the name.
Anyway,
but everyone knows where the poop plant is.
Yeah, is that Western Way? I don't remember. But anyway, they had that all set up as like, I think somebody called it almost like the Battle of Endor. So there was like fog machines out and lasers shooting across like the road, laser lights and stuff.
Oh.
That's where they had all the Star Wars characters.
Oh, that's
Now,
fun.
I will say it was like cooler if you got there in the dark, obviously. But if you got there in the daylight, you could see Darth Vader in your
'cause
picture.
You cannot see Darth Vader. And were you, Diana, you were part of that picture in with Darth Vader?
Yeah, you
and
can't even
Hollywood
see him.
Studios?
It
You
looks
can't
so
see him?
bad.
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to him.
And there are too many people in that picture as well. Like, everything about that picture is upsetting to me. Like,
I agree.
it's almost like they need like a backdrop for him or something.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah, because with him there, he's so dark. It's tough.
Yeah.
But having that whole section be a Star Wars section was really cool idea, honestly. There were some new characters that, I didn't know who they were, but they were newer Star Wars characters. Probably from one of his shows or something like that.
Yeah.
I think there was like Mandalorian might have been there. I forget who was there, but
Nice.
yeah, but there was a lot of characters I stopped for. I don't even remember all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Lotso,
awesome.
me and Lotso hanging out.
Did he smell like strawberries?
Yeah. Frozone. I did I'm freezing with
He did,
Frozone.
actually,
You, like,
I know he
posed.
did like pose pictures.
Right?
He saw Lilo and Stitch.
I did. Saw Lilo
You
and
weren't really
Stitch.
smiling at a lot of them, but baby steps.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Then I got to the finish, put my medal in my pocket, and went to a picnic table and had a beer had a cider that I then spilled immediately.
Yeah.
And then Chris replenished for me, thankfully, as I was buying tacos.
Yeah.
Is that one lady still there, kind of running the show at the?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
actually. She was back.
Love her.
Yeah.
Love her.
I cheered in Magic Kingdom. I dressed up as Boo.
You look
Marsha
so
dressed
cute.
up as Mike and Kelly Chopper Girl dressed up as Sully. So we had cute little costumes. It was the week before, and I was like, it's going to be cold. Can we get onesies or something that's going to keep us warm? So we planned that at the last minute.
That's awesome.
So that was exciting. Same kind of thing we did on half marathon day. I took the monorail over into Magic Kingdom. Everything shifted a half hour earlier, which absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
Do not recommend. Hate the 4:30 start. I was at the TTC by 4:20 to get into Magic Kingdom around 4:45 to make sure we got our spot. Kelly actually had gotten there sooner than me with our friend Lindsay. I was with Linda, who was supposed to do Dopey, but she DNS. Smart decision.
Mhm.
So proud of all these people who make smart decisions. And Marsha was we had a friend Lexi with us. David Bennett came and joined us for a while.
Oh, nice. That's a good group.
Yeah, he came and hung out with us. He came and actually went and got breakfast with us and then took the monorail over to Epcot. So it was really nice to get to spend some time with him. I met him and his wife, his wife is super into dragon smut.
Ooh.
And really, 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 really excited about Onyx coming out.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have to add her to our little groupie
So fun.
to be able to talk about that book when it comes out in a couple days. So it was really fun. Saw a ton of people. And again, we stayed till the balloon ladies crossed into Magic Kingdom. We think that day they must have put the hard sweep point right outside of Magic Kingdom.
Interesting.
They did have some carts like that were kind of over by where where Michael was talking about, where when you come into to go to one of the parties, you make the left and to go to that back way when you're coming into the party.
Okay.
So they had some like carts over there, but by the time the balloon ladies came in, there was like no one. There was only like the people that they were letting continue on.
Yeah, I
after
noticed
that.
there were a few people after the balloon ladies, but it wasn't like a ton.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton. Like there normally are more, and then they usually sweep them like kind of in that area. But
Mhm.
this time, they must have had a hard sweep right before that. So we didn't really get to see. I mean, it's probably better for my mental health because I hate when I have to like watch. It breaks my heart every time. So yeah, that was, I mean, we went and to breakfast after that and then went over towards the Epcot area. We tried to get towards the finish line. The finish line was definitely a lot crazier than I've seen it in the past for cheering. Like when we came in where I was saying we cheered the 10K where you make the turn to go down towards the chute where the green photo pass is usually are. That whole area was like 10 to 15 people deep. Like I've never seen it like that crazy. So there was no way I was getting in there. I mean, especially with the scooter. I mean, I guess I could have like knocked people out of my way with my scooter.
I mean, some people do.
In the end, the part that was frustrating though was that I went over to the spot where it's like supposed to be ADA only and like have the wheelchairs and the scooters and they like have tape and there was just like a ton of people standing there. So they weren't like enforcing it. And so like you couldn't get in, like I couldn't get my scooter in there. So eventually I just left and we went to the finish line area. And that was fine. We found a ton of people. Matt Trax and I had a pizza cone in honor of Tom.
Did you have pepperoni?
Of course I had pepperoni.
It's the only way to go.
It's the only way to go.
I think the last one I had was just cheese for some reason.
Yeah, I wonder why that was, Tom.
I had pepperoni also. It was very good.
Again, if you're going to do it.
If you're going to do it, do it.
Got to get the meat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we saw, we can't name everyone if we tried. Yeah, I mean, we obviously saw Bill Stewart out there every day in his Ronald McDonald.
Dude, his
gear.
His
funny.
Cat in the Hat thing was intense.
Oh my God. Bill, let me tell you, Bill is so incredibly nice.
We love
He's
Bill.
amazing.
So, funny story about Bill. I'm in the BOGP Discord, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one past photographer in there, Kim, and she was working the race. And she's like, said something about a Ronald McDonald scaring. I was like, oh, that's just Bill. He's like the sweetest guy in the world. I was like, he's actually the
real intense.
I was like, he's actually the nicest guy in the world.
I mean, even every single time, like the stuff of nightmares, like they're just like.
I love it. I absolutely love
it. I do want to. Speaking of Bill, though, let's see. Hold on one second. Let me find this really quickly. Where did he go? I had this up and now it's not up on my. He says that after Tom mentioned it, we were discussing when we were discussing costumes. I mentioned it to Jar that I might try to run all 4 races running as Ronald. He laughed and said something like, "Go for it." I wasn't sure if I could do it even during the races because of the early wake-up times, but the reactions from cast members, cheer squads, characters, athletes was so fun that it kept me motivated to wake up extra early each morning to put the makeup on.
Wow.
I really wasn't sure that the marathon, what the marathon would be like wearing makeup for 6+ hours, a 6+ hour run, but that may have been the most fun of all the races. The reactions throughout the marathon were amazing. The bands, the choir, the characters, the runners, the cheering folks were also amazing, plus the announcers, of course. It was all worth my face being sore after that race. I hope it gave a fraction of the joy to others that it gave me in their reactions. And all because Tom mentioned the idea. Without him mentioning it, I would have never even thought about it. The plan was only for the half.
Running Ronald McDonald. I love it.
Wow.
So, Tom, it was all because of you. And I loved that he did all the characters. So they did like the Dr. Seuss thing, and he was Cat in the Hat as Ronald.
Yeah.
They did the Miners football thing, and he was Ronald McDonald as the Miners.
Funny.
So like
it's
he wasn't
so
just
funny.
Ronald. He was the character.
It was amazing.
It brings me so much joy.
So
it's unbelievable. Yeah. Like it's so funny.
So that was all because of you, Tom.
I am an influencer.
It's true.
Bill, that's awesome. And honestly, like the reason I like it is he does it for other people, right? Like he's there trying to bring joy out in other people and bring smiles out. And that's why you do it. And he does it really well too. So.
Oh my, yeah. Him and the Oxen Spoon crew and all, just wonderful.
The Slackers
just
crew,
so wonderful.
they're so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as joyous as I am when I run.
That's true.
Diana can't even get a smile out of you. She's like 14 character stops, no smile.
No smile. Not a smile in one of them.
I was in character.
It was.
At least at least I had clothes on.
I do think I also can't like picture you in a photo like that smiling either. So I don't like. I feel like you smiling at all of them would have been kind of unsettling. So like I don't know what I
want. Unsettling.
Oh my
god. We got some feedback from some people. Do we want to start reading some of that?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. We do unusual alphabetical order.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Well.
All right. So Laura Duxon, it was great to be back at Run Disney after 5 years. That's crazy. So happy that I finally got to meet Erin and Michael in real life. I was looking forward to your cheer spot on Main Street. The only negative thing about the weekend was I remember that I really don't like the 5K at Run Disney. So many poor kids being dragged along. I think they would enjoy a character breakfast a lot more, and it'd be cheaper too.
I think that's fair, actually.
It's fair. I've never seen a happy child at a Run Disney 5K.
Yeah. Remember when we ran and sat on the ground like,
I'm done.
The rest of the races were a blast. Being there before the parks opened, seeing the characters backstage, the loop around World Showcase in the dark with the torches lit, the first time ever seeing Spaceship Earth with those lights. Look at that is new.
Oh, yeah.
Marathon was mentally tough from 25 to 35 kilometers. What's with those loops in the parking lot? Blisters were painful and feet were sore, but once we were at Hollywood Studios, it went by too fast. The man with the sign that said, "You make Walt proud," I will always remember because it had a double meaning to me. I knew this would be my hardest dopey because this time I did it as a mom. I wasn't in the hotel at 5 p.m. like I planned. I did way too many steps and lots of energy went to parenting. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm thankful for my parents for being there for my son while we raced, and my son got to experience his third Disney resort. Yeah, a spoiled kid. Memories were made. Taking a week off, and then it's getting back on track for my last marathon of 2025, London.
Yeah.
Last marathon. These people, I heard a lot.
No, it just says last marathon of 2025.
Okay.
That's incredible. And like I said, I was there on Sunday, but late in the day. I was there for work. I should have had the forethought to come in way earlier and stop by the finish area, but that sucks.
We closed it down as always.
Yeah.
I should have been there. But Laura, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We got Ryan T, who says, Marathon weekend thoughts. The chocolate biscuits they had on course were terrible.
Oh, what were they?
I just heard about, where they give out the chocolates in Hollywood Studios.
When you come into Hollywood Studios, they usually give out the chocolates.
I never take them, so I didn't know it was anything different.
They were giving out, at the expo, there's that booth that gives out the wafers, the chocolate wafers.
Oh, I like those.
Well, no, so the biscuits they were giving out, if they were not the wafers, they were
I like the wafers.
Rye biscuits is what I was told.
Oh, gross.
They were like not the wafer thing.
Yeah, that might be tough at that point in the race, to be fair.
Usually it's just pieces of chocolate.
Yeah,
I don't usually take it because I don't like eating chocolate during a race. So
please never have those again, Run Disney. Overall, it was cold, but really fun race weekend. So many people and stopped for tons of characters. Ran with my Sam shirt on Sunday and happened to run into both his sons running the race.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's really nice.
Them, and it was certainly a cool moment that I saw them both. Great seeing Erin and Michael as always.
Yay.
Oh, I'm glad he had this.
Yeah.
I know Christy wore hers too.
Yeah.
And
Mark and Megan had theirs on. During
they did a
marathon.
bunch with it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Let's see. We got Matt, Pizza Cone Matt. Overall thoughts of Marathon Weekend. It was so much fun, and I loved talking to everyone, as Ollie is right in my mouth.
Look, you're a professional. Work through it.
Oh, my God. Talking to everyone I could. Had a blast with the Rise and Run Dalmatians. I'm going to have to edit that out or bleep it or something.
What?
Rise and Run.
Oh.
Made lots of new friends. Got really excited when I saw the water pageant out. I am so glad that happened too.
Yeah.
Got surprised by my mom, dad, and girlfriend showing up to cheer. Had an amazing marathon with 2 good friends, and I got to meet the one and only baby George. Yep.
Yes, baby
George is adorable.
Absolutely the cutest man.
Next goal is to run a sub 20 5K.
Woof.
Awesome.
God.
Matt did mention he had a 10K story to me at the reunion area, and I am glad to finally hear it here. My 10K story, I set my alarm for Friday at 2 a.m. right before I went to bed on Thursday night. I quickly went to sleep, and when I woke up, I knew something was wrong. I felt unusually well rested, and I quickly looked at my phone, and to my horror, it was 4:15 a.m.
Oh, no.
I had my alarm set for 2 p.m. instead of a.m.
See?
No.
I jumped out of my bed so fast, threw on my race fit. Sadly, had to forego some things like brushing my teeth, using the restroom, and eating, and sprinted to the bus stop. I got on the bus at 4:30.
Oh, my God.
What time did the race start?
5.
5, yeah.
They got me there pretty quickly. I sprinted through security and the long path to the start. But still, I missed getting to Corral B. I had to go into C. While sprinting to the corral, I met another runner who was also late and became my friend. So we ended up running the whole race together.
Oh, yay.
Oh, my
Learn
God.
from my mistakes and double check what time you set your alarms for.
Oh, my God.
That story just gave me so much, like my
So much anxiety.
My chest hurts. Like I can feel it aching. Oh, my Lord.
gosh.
Oh, my God.
I would not have reacted positively to that situation.
Yeah. Oh, and it's so cute that his family showed up and surprised him. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
His girlfriend's so cute. Like I see their
Yeah.
photos. They're
Yeah, we
so
met her
cute.
briefly while we
At
were
the
eating
end. Yeah.
while we were eating our pizza cone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our friend Mal. I think this was a record-breaking year for the amount of people I ran into on course, either cheering or running. It was so fun to see people. The half wasn't my favorite. My legs felt like lead, and I was nauseous for the first 9 miles.
Oh,
No, only 9 miles.
Oh, is that all?
13.
I
That's
know that
fine.
feeling.
I am not a fan of the new course. It's too narrow and too dark for that many people, and the characters were very uneventful, in my opinion. However, dyed pink hands will always be funny and memorable.
Oh, my God. Did you see the pictures of her hands?
I did.
She was carrying the pink pom-poms, and her hands were so pink.
oh my God.
Absolutely loved the full. Had an absolute blast with Amy.
Nice.
Great first 10 miles. Some questionable miles after that, where the where the body was hurting. Added and adjusted a run and walk. Hopped on tower and gained a whole new level of energy. Pulled paces out of my you know what that I didn't think was quite possible at miles 24 to 26.
Wow.
Hopped on Guardians for my lightning lane, I guess.
You.
Yeah.
And got September, which was an epic way of finishing the full.
Amen.
Nice.
I was putting off fulls forever, and honestly, the Disney full is my favorite, and I get to have fun and enjoy friends. So I might be back next year. ... Maybe. Not sure what running I have planned for the rest of 2025, but I'm not overextending myself and taking it 1 mile at a time.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Also, I cannot believe you did Guardians in the middle of the race. I would die. Actually, last time I did Guardians, I said I'm never doing it again. I don't like it at all. Like, I don't like it at all.
Best ride in Disney.
I don't like it. My tummy hurts. All right. Chrissy Klinger. I'm sad I didn't see any of you during the race. My first dopey experience was amazing and went well. The temps were a little crazy, but watching people shop for blankets and warm clothing that were dropped the first few miles was fun. My goal in 2025 is to run for fun. I spent my last year running for dopey and sticking to training plans, and now I just want to stay healthy and be half marathon ready at any time. It's a great goal.
That's a great goal. Yeah.
Yep. I'm starting my goal of a race in all 50 states and plan to knock Virginia off the list with the Shamrock 8K and half in March.
Oh, that's an awesome one.
That is
one of our
absolutely
favorites.
one of our favorites.
Sure.
Will Tom be there?
Yeah, sorry nobody got to catch you.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll see you on the way out there.
Yep.
Oh, yep. And Shamrock is the best, so you'll love it.
It is.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Megan Avis comes back in and says, officially out of marathon retirement. Had a great weekend getting to see friends on all the courses except for the half marathon. That course can kick rocks. So clearly she didn't
I told
like
you,
it.
she had some hot takes.
Megan, mile 20 words were coming out before we hit mile 2. I was honestly nervous about how the marathon would go because of it. The marathon was a lot better than I thought it would be. It was very emotional running for Sam and hearing volunteers saying another day, another race, and chatting with people on the course about him.
Yay.
That's not.
Brianna, it's confirmed my favorite race weekend, and I don't come down nearly often enough for it. I also don't think I'm going to make it until 2028 under my self-imposed only do the marathon every 5 years rule.
That's my rule too. So wait until we do it again.
Line it up together.
When did we do it?
Yeah, it was 2023. Both of you guys did it 2023.
So 2028.
For the 10 years, so
there you go.
That'll be the 15 year.
Yeah.
It was so fun spectating at the marathon finish, but that was when the FOMO kicked in. I had a blast out on the half course, though. The road behind Polly sucked, but I loved getting to run on the new Grand Floridian to MK pathway. The water pageant being out was a real highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I have a hot take on the water pageant.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Like if you lived in a neighborhood that decorates for the holidays and like typically people put up lights, the water pageant is like the worst house of lights.
What?
It's classic.
So cute. It's been there since like the 70s.
Yeah, that doesn't make it good.
It's so
Wait,
Wow.
Mr. Nostalgia doesn't like something nostalgic?
Wow.
It wasn't nostalgic for me. I didn't grow up with it.
That was not a take I would have expected out of Tom.
Yeah.
Wow, hot
Okay,
take.
Yeah, that
Hot
is
take.
a hot take.
Woo!
Wow.
Scorching.
Woo.
Anyhow. All right. And then our last piece of feedback, run Disney Doc. I started choking on the chocolate biscuit in Hollywood Studios.
That is amazing that it came up twice.
Because 3 hours into my dopey marathon, I didn't realize that I could just not eat this Dove chocolate imposter.
Oh yeah, I make that mistake a lot during a race where I'm like, "This is fine," and it absolutely is not.
I looked around and saw Tower of Terror and knew that wasn't where I was going out. Thankful to a nearby water fountain for my life.
They didn't even have water near it.
No, well, it is right by that bathroom, so there is a water fountain.
Yeah, but no, when you come into Hollywood Studios, there's not a water stop.
No,
they just
no.
give you the chocolate normally as you're coming in.
up the hill.
So you're giving everyone a dry biscuit now with no water.
And she says, "Can you even imagine the potential headline?
Oh my god!
Maybe next time the water stop should come after the biscuit."
Yeah, maybe.
That's actually fair. That's fair.
Fortunately, that was my only terrible decision marathon weekend, so the rest of my third dopey went great, especially pacing the half.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
love
it.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
God, that's so
Fantastic.
funny. Yeah. It is funny. Like, I always laugh at, like, the weird stuff that comes out of, like, a marathon weekend, whether it's, like, they replace the cheese, or it's, like, this, like, little thing that's,
Little
like, almost
random.
insignificant
Yeah.
and random.
And the
It's, like,
chocolate
the
biscuit
biggest, it's,
is
like,
it.
the biggest thing. I love that. That's what, like,
Oh,
makes Run Disney, I think, so fun, because it's, like, these little things that, like, everyone knows.
There was a little bit of drama that I think was a little bit glossed over because I don't necessarily think it panned out to matter, but the timing chips.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
What was that
Yeah.
like?
I don't know exactly what happened, so
I forgot we
that's
didn't
the
talk
hard
about
part.
that. But
Yeah.
so actually, I only know in the Run Disney Run group, there's that guy Brian Davis who does like a lot of the like data at the end. So specifically during the half, looking at the data, bibs like 21 something through 23 something are just missing. So there was an issue with the timing chips with a bunch of the dopey people who their chips were not registering correctly, and they weren't sure. I guess before the races, they weren't really sure what was happening and who's weren't going to be working. And I don't know the specifics of it, but the 10K day was obviously the day people figured it out, because as we were tracking people, like it showed that people were not starting. So then they were like, you're going to have to come back to the expo and get new bibs or new timing chips. So there was a little bit of back and forth on like, some people got information that they had to go back to the expo. Other people were told that they could do it at that they were going to have people at the start line to be able to do it. So there was a little bit of controversy back and forth between that and miscommunication. And then some people got emails and some people didn't. So then people were like, if I didn't get an email, does that mean it didn't affect me? I know that on half marathon day, Melissa, I couldn't, like, she never started it. Her thing kept showing waiting to start. At the end of the half marathon, they were pulling people. So they had people at the finish line, like pulling people's bibs, like watching as people were coming through and looking at your number to make sure that you crossed the finish line. And if your bib did not beep at the finish line, they were pulling you aside and saying that you had to wear both bibs. So they told Melissa and Sarah that they should wear both bibs on marathon day. So it was just sort of a big mess.
Yeah.
I know there were a lot of people who were pissed. I know there were some people who said that they didn't care. I mean, if it was your first marathon, or race, I could see it being something that was really important to you.
Yeah, or part of
your
first dopey or something,
or like those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Because I think I have on my little thing that I have like my first dopey, like I have like a picture frame, and it's got like it's got all the times and everything on it.
Yeah, and so I see that. This isn't Run Disney, and people are mad like, well, this isn't Run Disney's first rodeo or Track Shack's first. I mean, it's all done by Track Shack. Obviously, Run Disney is the people who hire them, so the buck stops with them. They did everything that they could, in my opinion, to remedy the situation. Yeah. It was not an easy situation to remedy. Like, you can't say that everything is always supposed to go perfect. This is the first time in the history that I've been doing Run Disney that I've ever seen something like this.
Yeah, I've never.
So to say like, well, have experience, know how to handle this stuff. I mean, like, I don't know what people expect. No matter what they did in this situation, somebody was going to be mad. So, I personally think that they did what they could do to remedy it, but you're still going to always have somebody mad.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anything that the Run Disney Facebook page comments does right, is it gives proper grace to slight mistakes.
Yep. That's one thing I know about the Run Disney community.
I'm sure it was all nice and everyone was very amicable and friendly, and no one
and no one berated any cast members or
everybody on that Facebook page could have done better probably if they had managed it themselves. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Also, can I also just say one more thing? Somebody posted a picture of this lady in the Run Disney Run group and was like, this lady's a bee. She was pushing people out of the way in Magic Kingdom to get to the front and yelling at people. And they just had her picture and she's like, I don't care, I'm putting this woman on blast. It was the pettiest thing. I laughed so hard. I commented and I was like, thank you. Because I could, if I could have loved it 1,000 times, I would have, because it made me laugh so hard.
And it was like, if this is your mother, you should be ashamed.
It was so great. I loved everything about it.
She was pushing children out of her way to get to the front.
Oh my God.
She's like,
That's
they
so
were like,
bad.
we were waiting like an hour and she showed up late and pushed her way and said that her daughter was more important. Everything about it I loved. 10 out of 10.
And if this is your mom, you should be ashamed.
Oh,
you should
man.
have a conversation with her.
Oh, that's wild.
I loved everything about it. And I was like, this is the reason why I refuse to get rid of Facebook.
I must have read the comments before you commented, because I had read, like, I went through all the comments.
I was like, this is why I won't delete the app. Thank you for this. It was so funny.
Anyway, that is it for marathon weekends.
Okay.
Another good one on the books.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah.
Another great one.
That was awesome.
We just love it. It's, I know Diana's, it's not her favorite, but I would say it's one of our favorites. I mean,
yeah, you guys love it.
Springtime Surprise is also one of our favorites, or has quickly become my favorite, because it's, as Doug always puts it, the last day of summer camp vibes. But I also just love marathon weekends. It's
there's a lot of inspirational stories that come out of marathon weekend. It's just, there's a lot of work that goes into it.
We love the vibes from it. So glad we were able to still make it down there, and coming as long as we can. Michael and I have actually talked about next year not signing up for any of the races at all and just coming down for the whole weekend and cheering.
Yeah, it's really just fun hanging out, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just great seeing
And Michael
everyone.
doesn't get the same kind of joy out of racing as much as he used to, like in the same way, right?
Yeah, I don't really have any
attachment to races.
Yeah, there's no goals involved or anything like that.
Although the goal should be that he gets as many characters next year and smiles in all of them, and we can find out whether or not it's going to be.
I know I asked for it, but I don't know if I want it. Like, I definitely.
That's what we need to find out.
Just smile on half of them.
Oh man! No, we had some great dinners with people.
Yeah.
We had a great meetup after the marathon. We saw a lot of people. It was like a really great weekend.
Yeah.
Overall.
Good.
So, and I meant to ask this as you were going through the course, and Michael, you can cut this out, but this is just for me. So you didn't finish the race at World Showcase, so you couldn't get a drink or a margarita or anything before coming through?
No, but Epcot wasn't even open when I went through, because I went through at 9:00. So.
Oh, gotcha. So were people pissed?
Yeah, I can understand why people were unhappy with that, because there wasn't the normal loop around the side. I get that. I think you probably could have had somebody bring you a margarita. Or
maybe there was a stand. Not a margarita stand, but a beverage cart or something.
Yeah, the margaritas were pretty far from the course.
Yeah.
But Canada Pavilion was close enough.
Oh, yeah, you ran right past the Canada Pavilion. So you could get a beer there.
Oh, yeah, because
and
when
you turned
you
at
and
UK,
Erin got a beer at Canada, didn't we? Because I was having a meltdown.
Yeah.
And you turned at UK, so once that's
UK
open, you get it right there.
Canada were your only options.
So there were options.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
But because of it going off earlier, if you were towards the front, you were going through when it was closed. So it didn't matter anyway.
And for spectating, which we didn't talk about, but, Epcot didn't open till 10.
Yeah.
So there was no way it was the latest Epcot's ever opened for the marathon. So for all this stuff about them changing the course because of the
getting people out.
Getting people.
Yeah, it wasn't open till 10 anyway.
Open till 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder why, and again, keep this out, Michael, if you want, but like, they don't want people doing that. They don't want people riding the rides. They don't want people getting drinks. They want
to tighten it up.
They want to tighten it.
Yeah.
They want to tighten it. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Awesome. Do we want to wrap up with something good?
Sure.
Ooh.
All right. Since I'm the only one who put something, I'm gonna go first.
He did the homework.
So I'm not gonna get all negative, but like I've had a bad attitude for a couple months now, and
God.
I've had a bad attitude, and randomly, I heard Patti LaBelle's new attitude on like Spotify or something, and for some reason, it's been in my head on like repeat. I got a new attitude. So my something good is New Attitude by Patti LaBelle, and hopefully that is my anthem this year
for 2025.
For 2025, New Attitude.
I think my dad was in high school with Patti LaBelle, actually.
Oh, well, I mean, she is all over Philly, like the city.
Yeah.
Like,
I think she's a little older than him, and he also got kicked out. So I probably wasn't that old.
Because, like, I know when we did, what's the Broad Street 10 miler? There's like a mural with her.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. That's awesome.
Ooh.
That's my jam.
I love it. That's hysterical. When I saw that written down, I was like, what is he talking about?
Literally, New Attitude by Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, my something good. Diana and I have wrapped up our Fourth Wing and Iron Flame.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Really
good.
Finished it on an airplane.
Wait, all right, no. I am stopping this right now. All right. So we are flying down. It's been a tough physical couple months.
Mm-hmm.
I look next to me, and she's bawling and upset. I'm like, oh, my God, are you okay? And then she starts laughing because she's listening to the stupid book, and something is happening in the book.
Yeah.
I think she's dying on the plane, and it's something in the damn book.
And the way he's looking at me, I just then all.
But she didn't answer me. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm laughing because of the way he's looking at me like I'm crazy as I'm like hard sobbing on the airplane.
Was it the end of Iron Flame, or was it the
end of
okay?
Iron
Gotcha.
Flame.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
is this all too much going down the race weekend? Should we have not have gone? And meanwhile, it's the book.
It's the book. It's the dragons. It's the dragon. Well, he woke up to me at the end where there's the death at the first book at the end at Fourth Wing, and he woke up at like midnight or 1 a.m. and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, crying.
It's all too much. It's getting to be a bit much.
It's a sickness.
It's good. These ones are really good. These ones I think are a little bit better written than the SJM ones.
I
still think I like SJM. Like I still think I like ACOTAR because it's kind of like Michael where he likes bad. Like I think that's kind of why I like the SJM because like I know what I'm getting. But these ones are like the first like few chapters I was like, oh, this is like a different type of book. It's really good.
Yeah, these are really good.
These are really good.
They're part of my something good. Now, Onyx Storm comes out in 2 days.
On
2 days.
And I will be consuming that all week.
Yep.
Until it is done as quickly as I possibly can. I have very many people now in sending me reels and memes and TikToks when we can send TikToks.
Sorry, I'm only on my something good is next.
So we will be. It is my something good. It is coming out on Tuesday. I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah. Well, and now it's infiltrated Tom's FYP.
I don't like it.
He ordered me a mug that says violent little thing.
I'm not even reading these books, and I'm getting so many targeted ads.
Yeah.
All right, my something good is my new favorite app,
Oh God.
Red Note.
Oh,
I
God.
have fully abandoned. I don't
TikTok?
care if it comes back. I'm done.
Well,
It's already back.
I know it's back. I don't care.
it's
You know what
coming
I'm-
back, and if the government takes 50% ownership of it, like it's claiming that's going to happen, I'm deleting it immediately.
Yeah. I'm done with it anyway. It's ruined. It doesn't matter. You know what? I'm not giving that perm-headed weirdo any of my data anymore either. Who with his pale face, whatever windsurfing or whatever how he's doing. Let that dork have all that stuff. I'm going full
He's a
Red Note,
dork.
and I'm happy. And
Except that Americans are going to ruin.
I block all Americans. I only watch people cooking food. I watch red pandas. I watch scenery. It's awesome.
I watch an awful lot of like yard cleanup videos.
Oh, God.
Those are good. Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
also,
my God.
nice use of the word dork.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're dork.
That's what he is. He's a
Yeah,
dork.
they're dorks.
Just a dork. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
good
love
word.
it. I love it. Well, my something good, and I think Michael and Erin have already watched all of this. So, as you guys know, in between Halloween and Christmas, I basically watch exclusively holiday content, jumping from Halloween to Christmas content and Hallmark movies and all of that. So, we use the time in between Christmas and New Year's and now into January to catch up on everything we missed. So, we finally watched season 2 of Shrinking. It was excellent.
Oh, I love. Yeah. So good.
Excellent. It's
Yeah,
so
so
good.
good.
I
So
can't recommend
good.
it to enough people. We finally finished Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. That was so
Oh,
fun.
good,
We
yeah.
watched the final season of What We Do in the Shadows. It was great.
We just started that journey, so we've got a whole journey ahead of us. for that.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh so hard. Every episode makes me laugh out loud, and it's extremely quotable. Like, I yell quotes of What We Do in the Shadow at Tom a lot.
Yes.
Like, a lot. It's so stupid. And if you haven't watched, like, the movie, like the original movie it comes from, hysterical. It's so good. So yeah, so we're just catching up on everything. So yeah, watch all the good things. Watch Shrinking if you haven't watched it.
It's so good. Yeah.
Just incredible.
Yeah, Shrinking
It's
is-
just season 2. I didn't know how they beat season 1, and it's
And,
excellent.
Brett Goldstein is Goldstein.
Yeah,
Oh, from whatchamacallit,
He is fantastic in it.
yeah. I was
Kinda-
crying. I was
hysterically
laughing.
crying at the end.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
for
so great.
sure. But it's like that dark comedy, so it brings a lot of like dark humor, and
Mm-hmm.
there is some darkness to it, but it is still hilarious.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, so I'm finally watching up to date content. So and Tom and I actually made a list of things that we have to watch.
Yeah,
So we're
how
going
many
through
seasons
that.
Am I in for what we do in the shadows?
I think
Which
there's
what is
season
it,
are we on?
6?
Yeah, I think
it's
it's
6. It's 6. Yeah, it's
Okay.
good. Well, and I've watched it a lot because I've watched it since it started, and then before every season, I've done a rewatch.
Mm.
So
Okay,
I've watched
yeah,
What We
yeah.
Do in the Shadows a lot.
Yeah.
So, yep, it's great. You'll love it. You'll love it. But yeah, that's my something good is catching up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't really have a quote.
Okay.
Um,
Well, maybe we'll do a no quote 2025, and we'll find some.
You could do a lyric from the song New Attitude.
Oh.
oh God. Hold please.
You don't know the words by heart?
I know the chorus.
I think that's all I know as well. Yeah.
I think that's all I know.
I think that's all I know. I also didn't know that was Patti LaBelle, so I don't know who I thought it was, but it wasn't her.
All right, so from my new favorite song, running hot, running cold, I was running into overload. It was so extreme. I took it so high, so low. So low there was nowhere to go, like a bad dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. all right.
Poignant.
Well, thank you all for listening. Please share the show, invite your friends, tell everybody, leave 5-star reviews wherever you can leave it. We love you all, and more to come in 2025. But for that, this is Tom for Erin, Michael, and Diana, and we will talk later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.